Hello faithful, and welcome to a new video here on Heaven's Metal Streaming Radio. Deliverance Top 10 Songs Redux up next. Hello faithful, I'm Keven Crothers, station manager for Heaven's Metal Streaming Radio. Today we want to talk about Deliverance, the band, that seminal Christian thrash metal band that actually expanded beyond thrash metal, obviously, into many other genres, from almost prog to industrial to just a bunch of different stuff. Of course, Deliverance has always been the vehicle for Jimmy Brown II, Jimmy P. Brown II. Who's gone on. He's got his own Patreon. He does a lot of stuff, whether they're covers or originals. He does a lot of stuff. I'd encourage you to check it out. I mean, his material is fantastic, extremely well done. Jimmy really is a true artist in that sense of the word. High standards. He wants it to be perfect. Whether it's the stuff from Deliverance, Jupiter 6, Fearful Symmetry, or even one of the last solo albums he did, Jimmy Brown's Eraserhead. Just great stuff all the way around. And Deliverance obviously started off in the mid-'80s as a thrash metal band. By the early '90s, they were morphing into something else, much like a lot of other bands. And that's okay. So I want to go back. We're going to not rehash, but I did this video about a year and a half ago for Deliverance, but there's no song clips in it. So I wanted to go back and redo a new video to include song clips. So if you've never heard it, you'd get a chance to do so. So let's get off and get cracking. Well, this is enough of me gabbing. Let's go to the title track off of their fourth album. This is where Deliverance really started to take a swing in a different direction, a different vocal style. I'm talking about, of course, Stay of Execution comes in at number 10. Go.
On the straight and narrow path of life, the one always comes to lift me up, brings me to my feet when I fall. You lie waiting to bring me down.
Stay of Execution comes in at number 10 on our top 10 list. A different vocal style, more of a mid-tempo. I remember when we first heard this, it was like listening to Jimmy Brown sing much differently. It was like, is he doing Bowie? And you know what? It doesn't matter whether he is or not. It's a fantastic track. It's heavy. Great guitar playing, great melody. A solid song comes in there with number 10's Stay of Execution. Coming in at number 9, this was kind of a dark horse track for me because honestly, I wasn't listening much to Deliverance at this time, and when I went back through the catalog last year, 2 years ago, I kind of rediscovered this song and was like, holy cow, what a beast! And that is the song off of the Learn album, entitled Who Am I? Comes in at number 9.
Who am I but a man? Your eyes see just who I am. Who am I that you are mindful of me, Lord? Crash down these walls and remind me of who I am.
Who Am I? What a riff. Great guitars. I mean, they're a three-piece at this point. Just fantastic stuff. I believe you had Johnny Knox playing drums on this album for Deliverance. Definitely a different style. There's a little more groove and everything here, but the song itself is heavy. Learn is a different type of record than the first 2 or 3 or 4 Deliverance records, but by and large, it needs to be in your catalog. Who Am I? A great song, comes in at number 9. Moving on, we're going to number 8, and I'm going to the Hear What I Say album, Detox.
I need to detox. Unlearn the old way. I need to detox. Hear what I say.
Absolutely love this song. It's got a hook, it's heavy, it's memorable. What else do you need to say? And it's another song where I just go, people would bash, why isn't it all sounding like, it's not thrash metal, it's not this. Who cares? Expand your mind. This song rules, and it's heavy. I mean, come on. Great riff, great hook, great chorus. Detox comes in at number 9 off the Hear What I Say album. And we're moving on to number 7. Number 7 is one of these kind of almost epics that Jimmy Brown wrote in the mid-90s. It's a brilliant song, epic in scale. And if I remember correctly, Jimmy had mentioned to me years ago that this song was written to his wife, and that song is called You Still Smile, and that is off the River Disturbance album. Check it out.
Forgiveness flowed when I do you wrong. How I wish I could undo it all, but through it all, you still smile.
A fantastic, melodic, swirling cacophony of beautiful melodies and arrangements. Definitely deserves to be on this list at number 7. It was a toss-up, really, in some respects. Do I put River Disturbance or do I pick You Still Smile? And You Still Smile, to me, it's a beautiful song. And rightfully so, should be on this list. Moving on to number 6. Back to the debut, album closer, Awake. When we first heard Awake on that record, frankly, scared the snot out of me. Listen to that late at night in your headphones and you're not really paying attention, and then your mind starts to drift, and all of this swirling vocalizations that are supposed to be somebody from hell. What if somebody in hell could come back and actually tell you and talk to you, wake up? The riff here is a monster. And it's a brilliant song. Awake comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, also off of the debut, album opener, Victory.
His blood, have he done all to stand with the grief from above? There's a fountain filled with blood, drawn from annual veins. The price has now been paid for you. Oh, for your victory, take.
when we first heard Deliverance, heard them in 1987 at the His Festival, never heard a demo. They got up there with that Mesa Boogie tone and just blew our minds. Riverside, California, the first His Festival, June 30th, 87, pardon me. And what a beast of a song, a beast of a track. It is a classic. The guitar playing, Glenn Rogers with the solos, also helped write riffs throughout that debut album. Victory is a fantastic song. You know, Jimmy's vocal performance, it is a truly a brilliant thrash metal song. Comes in there at number 5. Moving to number 4. Probably going to be a controversial pick for some because it's in the top 4. This is off of the second album, Weapons of Our Warfare. And I'm talking about one of the last songs on the record, Slay the Wicked.
Drawing swords of hands are some power. The word of truth on their lips, prevailing over the rulers of this age. Release the power. Not us, not angels, but God's above. This is the hour. Demons, your fate is sealed. Slay the wicked.
I remember when I heard that song, it's a guy pulls out the sword and schwack. And I'm going, did someone just get their head cut off or what? Actually, that's a clip from a movie called David, or I think it might have actually been called King David, starring Richard Gere. Came out in the 80s, I believe, early 80s. And I think that's supposed to be King Saul taking out a sword, and he slices a watermelon or some type of melon or something like that. And it just, wow. But when they edited it down for the album, it's just like, oh my. And that riff and the vocal is just brilliant. A great heavy metal song. It's not what I would call a thrash metal song or anything. Great riff. George Ochoa on lead guitar. Great tones, great drums, bass, the whole 9 yards. Slay the Wicked comes in at number 4. Hitting to number 3, this is kind of, you can't have just one song off of Weapons of Our Warfare. And I know some of this might seem a little cliche. It's a brilliant song, and whenever they do get around to reissuing Camelot and Smithereens, there's some stuff on that album, and the re-recorded version that I got to hear early this year is fantastic. So that stuff could definitely make it into a top 10. But let's get back to what we're talking about here. From Weapons of Our Warfare, This Present Darkness. Gotta love the Slayer influence. Full-on speed metal. A great song. Everybody was reading Frank Peretti's This Present Darkness, Piercing the Darkness, all of those records, and albums, books, back in the day. And definitely there's something to be said for those books. Definitely an influence here. A brilliant song. Just, it deserves to be in the top 10, and it comes in at number 3, which brings us to number 2, which some of you will be like, it's about time. Weapons of Our Warfare comes in at number 2. Check it out.
The weapons of our warfare, powerful they are. No nuclear warfare attacks can bring these strongholds down. To take dominion over Satan's
shot that music video. People said they saw it on MTV's Headbangers Ball. I can neither confirm nor deny. I've seen the video, but never saw it on MTV, let alone on Headbangers Ball. Maybe you did. If you did, put it in the comments below. It's a great song, a great riff. There's a solid hook, chorus, the whole 9 yards. In this type of heavy metal, yeah, Weapons of Our Warfare is a triumph. The whole album itself, the song itself is a classic, deserves to be here at number 2. And we're going to go to number 1, and number 1 is off the debut. And it was one of those songs when we heard the debut album produced by Bill Metoyer or mixed by Bill Metoyer, who did everybody back in the day on the secular side of things, all the Metal Blade bands and stuff like that. There's a riff, the first time we heard it, again, back at that His Festival I was talking about, Glenn Rogers had left the band. Larry Farkas from Vengeance filled in. And I remember when they played it, we'd never heard it before, but there were all the fans there in Southern California who knew knew Deliverance, and they knew the song, of course. And of course, I know it, and you know it. It's truly a classic. No Time. Great riff, a great hook, fast, mid-tempo, slow. The whole song encompasses everything. Some of it, you say, well, it sounds typical. It's memorable. And to me, that is the sign of a brilliant song, an excellent song. Is it memorable? Are you thinking about it later? Is there a riff in it that you can dun 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 dun, whatever, And of course, you got to mosh it up. Some of that, 1989, 1988, 1987, a sign of the times. But it's a great track, without a doubt. Deserved is my number 1, my personal favorite. What are your top 10 Deliverance songs? Put them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please give us a like so we can get out of YouTube obscurity and stop living in the cellar. So don't forget, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Heaven's Metal Streaming Radio and Heaven's Metal Magazine.com. All things hard rock and heavy metal with a Christian point of view. Until next time in the next video, don't forget to say your prayers, and God bless.